Hold on, stop. Welcome back to the Shit Show 2.0.
I'm actually amazed that we're all friends. Mike, I will reach across this table and the whole entire world will hear me bitch slap you.
Do you have any duct
Not punch you, slap.
Oh, this is gonna go downhill real quick. Hello and welcome to Take on the World with
Johnny,
Katie?
and Mikey.
I like
Mikey Lupo.
that. That's cute.
So here we are once again, episode 14.
1-4.
The big 1-4. We're teenagers now.
Yeah. Before you know it, we'll be driving, doing some dope. So, this episode, we're going to look at the life and times of
Mr. Crowley.
Edward Alexander Crowley, or Little Eddie as I like to call him.
Yeah. The most wickedest man in the world.
That's what they say. So,
I'm just amazed at the amount of notes you have here.
what? There's just so much stuff. Like you know how I approach it. I approach it by what questions do I have about Aleister Crowley? Why is he the most wickedest man in the world? Who was he? Where was he born? What did he believe? And then as I go through, I come up with more questions. So I add them to my list and I try to fill them out. But the thick packet that y'all have there is like...
Britannica Encyclopedia of Aleister Crowley.
It is. But there's so much information out there. And honestly, after going through all of it, what made him wicked was the time he lived in.
Oh, yeah. I can believe that.
I mean, he was into the occult, and that's not a popular thing with a lot of people, but like today, that's not a big deal.
No.
But like back then, basically, the things that he did and he was into is what made him wicked, but none of those things would be really considered super wicked these days.
No.
So,
She's kind of a fucking bitch. He's just this run-of-the-mill guy.
he's a dude who has,
He likes to put penises in his mouth.
he did that, and he slept with lots of women. But he also enjoyed the sweet embrace of a man.
I guess there's just nothing like it.
That's
Big
the
old
one.
bear hug.
He actually says that at one point.
Love combing my hands through his big hairy chest.
He founded a religion, actually several different sects of the religion, and they're actually still in practice today.
Was he a Satanist?
In that time, anybody who was into the occult, I think, was considered a Satanist, but technically, no.
No, I mean, did he actively practice worshiping Satan?
No, technically not.
Because I seen a picture of him where he had like the upside down star on his, like, he was wearing some kind of like weird like hat.
Yeah, it's weird because like
be bullshit.
like that. Everything he did was into the occult, but it wasn't necessarily Satan worship, even though that's what he was connected to. So over his lifetime, he was an occultist. He was a ceremonial magician, a poet, a painter, a novelist, a mountaineer. He climbed like all kinds of mountains. He founded the religion of Thelema. I'm going to say it again so I say it the same way. Thelema.
That was a consistent second.
Okay.
Okay.
And he identified himself as a prophet, entrusted with guiding humanity into the Aeon of Horus in the early 20th century. He wrote like 67 different books.
That's a lot of books.
Yeah.
That's more books than I've ever read in my entire life.
Well, it's not more books than I've read, but that's a lot of books to write.
Oh, the pit bull's barking today.
Really?
Yeah. Must be that fucking ghost.
So,
trying to take his hot dogs.
He was born in 1875, Edward Alexander Crowley. Oh, you want to go out, buddy? Go ahead.
Anyway, back to business.
His father, Big Eddie, was Edward
Big
Crowley.
Ed.
His father was born a Quaker, which is like a very strict Christian religion. The Quakers actually founded.
That's like,
If you're not from the East
Huh.
Coast, you don't know what a Quaker is.
like the guy on the oatmeal container.
Yes.
Huh.
And then he converted to another strict, exclusive Brethren Christian fundamentalist group.
So wait, did all this shit happen in England? I
He-
thought he was American.
This dude lived all over the world. He did live in the United States for a while, but he's lived all over the world. All he did was travel. His father was he was in the family brewing business. Keep your COVID over there.
Legit.
It was the Crowley Alston Ales Company, and that allowed him to actually retire before little Eddie was born.
Wow.
His mother, Emily Bertha Bishop, always had a strained relationship with her son and called him the Beast, which is a name that he basically embraced the rest of his life.
Who went to school with this kid we called the Beast? He looked like a beast.
I work with a dude we called Lunchbox. He'd come in with this big igloo cooler for lunch every day. That was his lunchbox.
Just so you can take car parts home with you.
Yeah.
That's how Johnny Cash built his
I was just going to say
Cadillac.
that. That's how you build a caddy.
One piece at a time.
Yep.
So, he basically was sent to boarding school at a young age, 8 years old. When he was 11, his father passed away from tongue cancer.
I didn't even know that was a thing.
Now, what he did to get tongue cancer, I didn't even want to know.
You keep chugging people's assholes, it's gonna fall off.
And it did.
He was probably a smoker. Probably smoked cigars.
Maybe he was a dipper.
Dipper, yeah.
I don't know if chewing tobacco was a thing back in the 1875s.
I don't know.
It was back in our 1875s. So they had cowboys and shit.
Yeah, that's true. Some
I would imagine.
chewing tobacco.
Yeah.
So,
He goes to this boarding school. It seems like this is where he lost his. This is where he started to get his bad.
well, his life changed,
No,
like
no.
from everything I read, when his father passed away. At age 11 is when he started rebelling against Christianity.
But it says right here, like the pastor of this school.
Oh, the headmaster, yeah.
He was like believed to be. Damn it! Where was it? It was right here. Too many fucking pages here. But he was believed to be, worshipped the occult too, and had sex with prostitutes, and he.
No.
Yeah.
No, the headmaster of his school, Aleister Crowley thought he was sadistic. That he just enjoyed inflicting pain on children.
Yeah, it also said that he had sex with.
That was Aleister. At age 14, he lost his virginity to one of the housemaids on his mother's bed.
Little ninja.
Little ninja. And that housemaid eventually ended up being a victim of Jack the Ripper. She got fired.
Small world.
She fell into alcoholism, and she ended up being a victim of Jack the Ripper, I thought that was weird.
Just
Really?
ironic.
There was irony there.
What was her name?
Her name?
Yes.
Let
don't
me
think
see.
it said.
I have it here.
Number one.
It doesn't say the name. It just says housemaid, parents' bed, mother found out. She was naturally furious, fired the poor maid. It is said by some that she embarked in a downward spiral of alcoholism before ending up to be one of Jack the Ripper's victims.
Exclamation point.
And then also at age 14 is when he had playtime with a cat.
Yeah, that's fucked up.
Yeah.
I'm reading it in his voice, and it's like, see somebody like sitting here just writing this. Like, I didn't enjoy it, but I'm just going to go into great detail about how I basically tortured this cat until I was sure it died.
Well,
And then
love how
I was just playing with its corpse.
I love how he prefaces it with, I'm not a sadist, and I don't like to torture animals. I've always been an animal lover. Except for this one occasion. I don't know.
This one time, I gave a cat arsenic, put it over a gas jet, stabbed it, cut its throat, smashed its skull, and then drowned it, threw it out the window.
To me, I don't think he really did that. To me, it kind of sounds like he was joking about it, because he did all 9 of them. I think we could all assume that at that time, we know it's a figure of speech. It's just, saying.
Well, later on in the research, it shows that he is very squeamish about hurting animals. He doesn't. Yeah. And it doesn't seem like he has any animosity towards humanity in any way, except he was a sadomasochist.
Yeah, that's not bad. But, like, if you read on, it seems like he was a very bright individual.
It seems like he was a bright individual, but he went from school to school a lot. It looked like he went to like 4 or 5 different schools as a youth, and before he ended up at Cambridge.
Poor man had no consistency.
But you don't end up at Cambridge if you're an idiot.
Well, no. I don't know.
So it says he railed against his Christian morality of his upbringing by smoking, masturbating, having sex with several women, including prostitutes, and he contracted gonorrhea.
Is that why railed is in all capital letters?
Yes.
Okay, I was just wondering.
That's railing, dude.
More irony.
That's the part where I thought I misread it. I thought it was the Reverend Henry D. Archie Champney. What? Was the one that I just read it wrong. That's all.
Champney. He's a sadist.
Yeah. So, I mean, he's way ahead of his time, I think.
I think he was ahead of his time in a lot of things. Like he lived from 1875 through 1947. He lived through the First and Second World War. Like, that's a...
Not by much, but he did.
No. But he was also a spy during First and Second. Well, during the First World War, it's speculated he was a spy. The Second World War came up, and they said that they had discussions about using him as a spy again with his German contacts because he was thought to be a German sympathizer from World War One. And which is some of the stuff that he did when he was in the United States, which we'll get over then. But I guess they decided, no, we really don't want him to be a spy for us this time.
Kind of gives us a bad name.
Like, it was either like you really like this dude, or you couldn't stand him.
Yeah.
Like
seems that way.
It was like it was pulled. There was no middle ground with him.
Probably rubbed some people the wrong way, I'd imagine.
So, was that a pun?
One of the questions I had is, why was he considered the wickedest man in the world? And it's mostly due to his promiscuous lifestyle, his participation in the occult, and the fact that he was openly bisexual in a time when homosexuality was considered illegal. And I think really that's what it was. Like he like basically every cult you could get into, the dude jumped in, right, became part of it, and then he moved on. But like he even went on to study yoga in the mystic sense. Like supposedly you get to a certain level of yoga and you levitate.
Mm-hmm. Well, I said here he linked up with the Krishnas. What was it? I don't know. It was some Buddhist religion. The Krishnas. They're all into that meditation and chanting and outer body experiences and.
But he was an accomplished climber too. So
see all this shit that you can get done when you don't have TV and Netflix and.
Well, plus he was when his father passed away, he got a third of that beer fortune, and he lived on that through most of his life until he just ran out of money. Mm-hmm. And then he sucked off some other dude his money, and
it's not gay if you do it for money.
But he was a mountain climber, so he climbed the second and third highest peaks in the world. But I don't think he made it to the top of K2.
That's pretty impressive because K2, I think, it's the most dangerous mountain to climb as far as mountaineering skills are involved. They say Everest is the tallest. It's hard, sure, but if you have two strong legs and the will to keep walking forward, you can make it up Everest. There's really no mountaineering skills involved. So that to me is very impressive that he can climb. He attempted even to climb K2 because it's. I don't know if you've ever seen any videos of it. It's fucking wicked.
Well, this the other one, the third highest peak is at Kakenjenga.
I was not going to attempt that one.
Anyway, supposedly on that expedition, they were climbing, and these guys said, "No, we're gonna take this path here." And he goes, "No, don't take that path." And they got stuck in an avalanche because he didn't go with them. And I guess they were screaming from under the snow for help, and he just ignored them.
Oh.
So yeah, just
told you fucking
I told
queens
you,
not to
don't
go
go
that
that way,
fucking
man.
You didn't listen, so now you did.
So he was widely blamed by the mountaineering community for that tragedy. So anytime he tried to get an expedition together after that, like people said, thanks, but no.
Yeah, I don't have a lot of money to go climbing. You help me out here? Yeah, you're going to be with Crowley today? Fuck!
Your climb buddy is Crowley. Shit.
He hasn't been having a good week either.
He's over 5.
Yeah. He hasn't smoked meth for about a month.
Of course, as Katie's dive buddy, she thought I did just swim on and let her drown, and I
He
wouldn't
really
even know.
did. I could have died 16 times, and Mike was just trying to Titanic off the fucking bus.
Come on, that was cute.
That was cute. Yeah, it was cute. Yeah. Meanwhile, I'm dead.
So, one of the other questions I had was, did he perform human sacrifice? Because that was one of the rumors that they were, him and his cults that he was in, were performing human sacrifice, and the answer was no. There's no evidence that ever happened by him or any of his followers. And then the subsequent question is, did they perform animal sacrifice? And yes, they absolutely did. They said some rites in occult organizations he was required to sacrifice a small animal, but Aleister himself was very squeamish when it came to harming animals.
I mean, yeah. That's, I don't know.
So it wasn't a good thing to be his wife, girlfriend, or kid.
Or pet.
Yes, or pet. Because I said, how many children did he have? He had 4 children with 3 different women. His first daughter, Lilith, was born in 1904 and died at the age of 2. He was traveling around. His wife was with the child. He came back to them and found out that she had died like a year earlier. He didn't know. So Rose gave him a second daughter the same year, 1906, and he named her Lola Zaza for an actress, Vera Lola Novell, who he was having an affair with before his daughter was born. And by this time, his wife was a
That's fucked up.
raging alcoholic.
He just drives these women to drink.
Oh, yeah. And supposedly, Lola was sick due to fetal alcohol syndrome and died almost 3 weeks old, at 3 weeks old, of bronchitis.
Well, that'll do
Oh,
it.
no, she almost died. She didn't die. She almost died. My bad. She's still alive. Well, she's not still alive
Well,
now.
I mean, she was still alive would be a goddamn miracle.
She lived to be 84.
Oh.
Lola came to hate her father and had little to no contact with him over the years. She lived a long life despite her ill health at the start. My bad. She died on March 6, 1990 in Reading, Berkshire at age of 84.
Berkshire Mall.
The Reading Berkshire Mall. That's where she died.
She died of COVID-19.
What did Katie say? That's where all things go to die?
That's where all things go to die.
His third daughter, Lee Hersig.
I think it's
Was from Leah Hersig,
Leah.
born in 1920. At this point, he really wanted a boy, and was disappointed that he had a girl, and nicknamed her Poopy, which means puppet or doll in French.
Right. Get over here, poop.
Come here, Poopy.
Piece of poop.
Poopy, did you poopy your pants?
I think it's...
Grab me another beer.
It's poupée.
Shithead.
Whatever. Poopy.
It's a fucking dashy thing above the E.
Yeah. Okay, poupée.
Poupée.
That makes it sound so much
Same
more.
fucking difference. Yeah.
It's shit in French.
Oh, man. Scary.
Little shit stain.
And then the last one was he was suing someone for slander or libel in court, and basically the judge shit all over him. And
Took a big poopy all over
it took a big poopy all over him. So he in 1934 he lost the verdict for his lawsuit, and basically the judge told him, yeah, it wasn't a fair trial, but that's what you expect in life. Nothing's fair.
Wow.
Yeah, like.
Way to put it into perspective,
This
sir.
guy's life to me is like so confusing and just all over the place.
It is all over the place.
Yeah.
Like, I'm an occultist. I'm a mountaineering. I blow guys on the side. I have a beer venue.
He kind of sounds like John.
Except
Not the mountaineering part. Or the occultist part.
I'm rich.
He just blows guys in the side.
I fuck chicks but prefer the company of men.
I banged some actress and then named my daughter after her as my wife was dying of alcohol. What was it? What did he call her? She was a raging alcoholic.
Raging alcoholic.
She died of that?
She died in an institution. So, when he lost his court case, this 19-year-old chick comes up to him right after he walks out of the courthouse and says, I want to have your baby. So...
He wasn't even that good looking of a guy.
Doesn't matter. Sometimes it's about what you have to offer. God.
So
he kind of looks like... I'll pull a picture of him up.
So she ended up getting pregnant, having a boy, and then had very little to do with him.
She probably thought she could get rich quick.
She didn't. No, they were.
Maybe she was just a freak and wanted to test out how the old Crowley was.
Jesus.
So, I want to just throw this out there. So, there's a conspiracy theory that Barbara Bush. Yes.
I just read it.
That Barbara Bush was Aleister Crowley's daughter.
Well,
At one of the affairs he had someplace where her mom was, and then she shows up, and I don't know. I read it, and I'm like, I just discounted it from my research, but when I was looking for the picture, that's the one that came up.
Oh, he really wasn't.
That
he was a Brit, so he probably had bad teeth.
That was after he was older. When he started losing his hair, he was like, I'm getting older, losing my hair. I'm just going to shave my head. And then he put a special wax on his head that was supposed to attract women.
Sex wax.
That's what all those bald guys do. Put sex wax on
their head. He just let guys nut all over his head. He never washed it.
Rubs the lotion on its skin. Well,
it was like 800 more pages, Mike.
I know.
He did so many weird things.
So when him and Rose got married,
I don't like the guy.
You don't like him?
I don't like him.
He was taking too many guys for you.
I think he's full of shit. But anyways, what do I know?
So what year was that? Where is the marriage? Here it is. So he and Rose got married. Rose Edith Kelly. He was someplace and he made friends with this dude. Something Kelly. What was his name? Anyway, he was friends with this dude, and this is this dude's sister. And she was in an arranged marriage. And he goes, I'll save you. I'll marry you so you don't have to going to the arranged marriage. Which, how is that any better? But, okay. So they considered a marriage a convenience. They were newlyweds. They went to Cairo. It was in 1904. When they got there, they claimed they were a prince and princess. They rented an apartment in which Crowley set up a temple room and began invoking ancient Egyptian deities. But their honeymoon night, I guess their first night of their honeymoon, they spent the night in the king's chamber of the Great Pyramid.
No shit.
Yeah.
That'd be kind of freaky.
Yeah, that would be. But
I mean, but if
still,
you're a guy,
like, who else could say that?
That's pretty cool.
Totally banged her in the fucking king's chamber.
Yeah.
But
And that wasn't a euphemism for her ass. It was just the king's chamber.
Sick. Sick.
So according to Crowley's later account, Rose became delirious and kept on saying to him, "They are waiting for you. They are waiting for you. They are waiting for you." That camera just shut off.
That's so fucking creepy.
I had that camera running for 2 or 3 hours.
And right after you said they're waiting for you, they're waiting for you, they're waiting for you.
you're invoking
But it came right back
spirits,
on.
Michael.
It's not recording now, but it came right back on.
It's that faulty 1974 wiring. I need an electrician.
You want me to hit record again?
Yeah, try it.
Oh,
Stop sticking weenies in your mouth.
I actually want one. I'm gonna have to chew away from the microphone. Can you hear that?
Yeah, do one of these.
How'd you get it to make that, like, squeaky sound?
Rubbed his teeth against it.
With skills.
Yeah,
Wow.
he's got wiener skills.
Well, apparently.
So she keeps on saying they're waiting for you, they're waiting for you, they're waiting for you.
I did the same thing. Alright. We're good.
And she supposedly goes into a trance and leads him to a display in the museum. And the display number is number 666.
Get right out of
Mark
town.
of the Beast.
So he took that as a sign. And then supposedly a disembodied voice claimed to be that of Awis, a messenger of Horus, and basically translated a book to him, and that was the Book of the Law.
I am the law.
Well, the Book of the Law is the basis for his religion, Thelema.
Oh. Oh.
What is the llama? Thelema.
His religion.
You're supposed to say, hold on. We'll get to that.
No, I'll go back to it. I'll jump right back to it. I have it back here someplace.
Yeah, you lost me. This guy has like 600 religions.
Well, he first went into the Golden Circle,
That sounds kinky.
the Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn.
Oh.
Not the Golden Circle, jerk.
Oh, wow.
The
That's a little different.
Hermetic Circle of the Golden Shower. What?
So he learned ceremonial ceremonial magic and ritualistic drug use.
Yeah, I bet.
Watch him make your pot disappear. Poof.
Jesus Christ. Watch my dick disappear. All right, listen.
Again.
Oh, man. The irony. You guys are sick.
So while he was in a Golden Dawn, he got into a magic war with this W.B. Yeats.
What kind of magic war?
Like, supposedly Yeats sent vampires to go after Crowley, and they went back and forth.
I thought they like stood there in wizard outfits and struck their magic wands together.
No, they were literally playing that game Magic.
Again?
The card game.
Yeah.
Wow.
My golden shower.
So you were asking about Thelema.
My golden shower.
Thelema is an occult.
Anyway.
Thelema is an occult religious movement that's still in existence today. Today embraced by a variety of occult groups, including Ordo, Templis, Orientis, OTO, or I don't know what the other one is, Agentum Astrum, AA.
Oh, we know AA. That's still around today. That's a cult, too.
Thelemists strive to ascend to a higher state of existence, uniting oneself with higher powers and understanding and embracing one's true will, their ultimate purpose and place in life. The law of Thelema, do what thou wilt, shall be the whole of the law. So I read into that a little bit, and they said, it doesn't mean do whatever the fuck you want. It means do whatever you have to do to become your true self.
That's a really loose translation.
Actually, that really does sound like the not the motto, but like some of the stuff from AA. It's like believe in a higher power. Well, I'm serious.
No, I'm listening.
And what you just said. So I wonder. Something tells me that I read something years ago that he was that sort of like one and the same. Like he was like the original father of that, maybe. I don't know. I might be pulling that out of my asshole.
I think you are.
Out of my bleached asshole. Anyways, continue. Enough of my shenanigans.
Boy.
But he eventually divorced his drunk wife, Rose.
That's Rose!
He was frustrated with her drinking problem, but divorced her on the grounds of his own adultery.
Makes sense.
I'm an adulterer, so I'm going to divorce her.
I'm divorcing you because I cheated on you. That's fucked up. Damn.
But their second daughter remained with Rose, and the two remained friends while Rose continued to live at Blokeskeen.
Blumkin?
No, Blokeskeen. That Blokeskeen place is pretty cool. That's a house that he bought. It's on the shores of Loch Ness.
Oh, wow.
And there are modern day connections to that house. Supposedly, the song Stairway to Heaven was written there because Jimmy Page bought the house later, years after he died, but not after Jimmy Page died, after Crowley died. Little Eddie.
Jimmy Page wrote the song after he died and bought the house.
Yeah. But he bought that house specifically because the way the house was set up, it fit into one of the rituals he was trying to do. Let's see. It's right here. Nope, that's what I returned there. It says so much fucking information.
It's a lot to process.
And I don't want to just like read through and blather on all this shit. I tried to read it and remember as much as I could and hit the highlights. Like he was in Calcutta, he was in Burma, and Burma is...
What do you want to go to Burma for?
Well, Burma doesn't exist anymore.
It might.
What do you want to go to Myanmar
Yes.
It's Myanmar. It's Myanmar Republic now.
We're going to change lives.
Once Burma, always Burma.
You know, when we had the INS guys, the original INS guys there was a guy there from Burma.
Did you bring any guns? No, we don't believe in violence. You ain't changing shit.
Wow.
I just sit here and make random movie quotes. Nobody ever gets them.
It's okay. I'll have to reheat that chicken for the third time.
Where else did this crazy fucking kook go?
Burma.
So
But he was kicked out of 2 different countries.
So you
he was told to leave.
You seem to be like not infatuated with this guy, but like interested in him.
Well, I didn't know, like, what I knew about Aleister Crowley was that Ozzy sung a song called Mr. Crowley.
That's all I knew.
And that's literally what, like, I just knew that they said he was the wickedest man in the world. But I always thought that, like, he was sacrificing humans and all kinds. And the more I read about it, the more I saw that his lifestyle was frowned upon because of the time that he lived. Like, a lot of the stuff that his lifestyle brings now, like, if he lived now, he wouldn't be frowned upon, I don't think. I think he'd be more accepted
He'd be
into
a
society.
fucking YouTube star.
Probably.
Probably. Making TikTok videos.
Yeah. His handle would be Mr. Crowley 666.
Well, he liked the Beast 666.
His face would be on monster cans.
Like when he
Probably
was
have his own drink.
Yeah.
when he was supposedly spying during World War One.
Stick this in your craw.
He was writing.
There'd be a sex position named after him. The Crawley.
Crowley. It's like you.
That's why you have a girl standing over pissing on you or screwing some guy.
It's like no, you're getting a.
That's the Crowley.
You're standing up, getting a blowjob, holding a guy upside down, and you just tombstone him. That's the Crowley.
Oh. Oh, shit.
He just finishing his in his mouth while he's knocked out and unconscious.
We are horrible people. We are fucking horrible people.
By 1914, he was nearly broke. He was living hand to mouth.
It sounds like he pissed away a lot of his money.
He had duped some guy into supporting him for like 10 years. And he actually, when he moved to New York City, he was writing for Vanity Fair.
Wow.
And that's how he was making a living. He also took on, I don't know, you call them apprentices, magical apprentices. He was teaching ceremonial magic for money.
You're a wizard, Harry.
Yeah, that's what it reminds me of. Like, he was one of the dark wizards in Harry Potter.
He was fucking Voldemort.
Not quite Voldemort, but like one step below him.
Snape.
Yeah, he was Snape. That's what he was.
Jeez.
Yeah, so when I said he was kicked out of 2 countries, he was kicked out of France.
How do you get kicked out of France?
He was.
You name your daughter Poopy.
They frowned upon his lifestyle, and he got kicked out of Italy, where he set up his first temple of Thelema. I almost said it different that time.
You almost said what?
I almost said it different that time.
Oh, yeah, you did.
To me, this guy sounds like he's somewhat of a celebrity, but he's sort of a charlatan. He's like doing whatever he can to make money and selling guy a bill of goods with his magic, and he's a womanizer, and I don't know. It's just. But do you agree? Like he's somewhat of a celebrity. How the hell are you gonna come into New York City and start writing for Vanity Fair with?
Well, he actually
nobody?
he did know the London editor of Vanity Fair.
Hey, it's that guy that named his daughter after a piece of shit.
Earlier in his life, he had written for.
Corny poop hair.
What?
Are you done?
Sorry. Corny poop hair.
You asked the question. I'm trying to answer it. And you're 3/4 of a mile down the road.
Still yelling out the window.
Fuck you!
Poopy! Oh, man.
So earlier in his life, he was friends with the London editor of Vanity Fair, and that's probably how he got his connection when he was in New York. Because he had written some articles for Vanity Fair before, but it wasn't really for money before. Now he was doing it because he needed to earn some kind of money. But what interested me the most, out of all the crap that he did, all the mountains that he climbed, all the
dicks that he sucked,
all the chicks that he banged,
all the hairy fucking assholes he licked. I'm pretty sure they didn't have What do you think? They didn't have like Bic razors back then. You had to go
No.
straight blade.
And how do you do a straight blade in your asshole? It's hard enough to hold a razor with a handle in your asshole. How do you bend over, sir? I'm here for my asshole shave.
Don't sneeze.
Aleister Crowley's asshole shavings, 5 cents.
His
Come get your asshole shaved, help.
it'd be an extra $5 for me to finish. So his influence on our modern society.
Oh, God. I'm over it. I'm sorry. A little late to the game, but I'm here.
So have you ever seen the Beatles' Sergeant Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club
Great.
Band?
We start talking about gay men. Alright, anyway.
The album, you ever see the album cover? Aleister Crowley's on the album cover.
Mm-hmm.
He's one of the people. They were going to put Hitler on it, but they decided against it.
It would be in bad
Good
taste.
call. Good call.
Let's see. Of course, David Bowie references Aleister Crowley in the lyrics to the song Quicksand. Ozzy paid tribute to him with the whole song, Mr. Crowley. There was something else.
Led Zeppelin.
But yeah, Led Zeppelin. Oh, on their album, on their one album, on the empty space on the vinyl before the center of the album, it says, it has that law, the "Do what thou will." It's inscribed on Led Zeppelin 3 vinyl. Plus, is the religion that is still practiced today.
Makes you wonder with all those famous people.
Well, I was thinking, but when I was researching this, I remember what you had said about I sold my soul to the devil, blah, 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 blah.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, it kind of rings true to this. And then I watched that movie yesterday. You ever see that one?
No.
Where the Beatles didn't exist?
I thought you literally said you watched a movie yesterday.
I watched the movie.
Watched the movie
Quote,
yesterday.
Yesterday.
Unquote. Okay. Alright.
Did you ever see that movie?
No.
You don't need to yell at me. I'm just asking a question.
No.
Johnny, you ever see that one?
No.
A guy gets in an accident, wakes up, and the Beatles had never... He was a musician, but he sucked. And the Beatles had never lived. But the people lived. Like, he found John Lennon and asked him if he had a full life, if he ever wanted to do something that he didn't do. But, so no one knew any Beatles songs because the Beatles were never a group. So he started singing all these Beatles songs, and people were like, holy shit, that's a good song. And he became this huge rock star.
Because the Beatles never lived.
Yes.
Wow.
It was a cool movie. It was a good... I think the concept was cool. Katie's not convinced.
I'm not a big Beatles fan. So...
I dated a girl in high school who was a huge, huge Beatles fan. Like, everything was Beatles. Everything. And I really didn't know much about the Beatles. So every time we were together, she was playing the Beatles album. Got annoying after a while.
So when you broke up with her, that's why I'd break up with her.
Did you smash all her albums?
No, I did not.
Who's that one girl you smashed her record?
You just smashed her album.
That was in the Navy. It was her boombox.
Wow.
She kept on playing the same song over and over and over.
What song was
and
it?
over. The one about Icarus.
Icarus?
I had to look it up. I don't know the name of the song. I can't think of it.
Ask Alexa. What's that song about Icarus? Icarus.
It's loosely about Icarus.
Icarus Doc. Who the fuck are you?
Carry on my wayward
Oh,
son.
fuck no. I'd smash that boombox too.
What's the name of that song?
Is that Styx?
No, it's,
Wayward Son.
no, it's Carry On, My Wayward Son. What the fuck's the song called? I had a synchronized swim to it in junior high school, and it forever ruined it for me. You laugh.
Swear to God, that's Styx.
Did you literally Google,
Icarus song.
oh my god, Carry On My Wayward Son?
By Kansas.
Kansas. Son of a bitch.
Yeah. I say it's about Icarus because he said he flew too high, you know.
I would have never put those two together. Ever. Like, ever.
I knew a wrestler named Icarus, so.
Well.
Anyway, she played this song
Oh,
over.
God.
Like, she was a bass rat. All she wanted to do is get on bass. So she'd hook up with someone and then come on bass. So she had hooked up with someone, came on bass. I started rapping with her. And so then she started coming on bass with me. And she always had this stupid boombox. And she would play this song over and over and over and over. And I'm like, listen, you play that song one more time, I'm going to smash that thing. And she played it one more time. And I smashed it.
That was the day the music died.
That was the day I didn't get laid.
Ouch.
That was like a, I don't know.
Smash my pussy, not my boombox. Fucker. Wow. I shouldn't have said
That's
that.
the day I bought some lotion. Box tissues.
Do you know what that song Day the Music Dies about?
Yeah. Buddy Holly.
And?
The Big Bopper.
The day.
Yeah.
And
I just heard this the other day. Like, I knew it was a musical tragedy. I didn't really know who was involved. But do you know why they were on that plane?
Prince.
No, it wasn't Prince.
Ricky.
I know why.
Ricky Gervais?
They were gonna.
Milius?
They were gonna cancel the flight. It was
No, they were on tour, and
yes.
they were in Iowa.
They had to get to Washington.
No, they were going to Minnesota
Minnesota, Washington.
or something like that. Anyway, they were on this bus, but this bus had no heat. And now I've been in Iowa in the winter. Like
Oh yeah, that's right.
I was out to visit my dad over his birthday. He's a December baby, and actually a New Year's Eve baby, and we were out there, so we went out to dinner, and it was so freaking cold. We walked from the car to the restaurant, and like right across your forehead, it got so cold. I got like a migraine from the cold, just from walking to the
From the thermocline.
from the thermocline.
It was Richie Valens was the third guy.
Yes.
Then also,
So they didn't want to get on this bus because one of them was not feeling well. The other one kind of had a runny nose, and they just didn't want to travel. The one seat on the plane was given up like 3 times till I think Valens got on, and
he said too that I read that Valens didn't want to get on, or no, it was Buddy Holly didn't want to.
I'm still talking.
Who cut who off? I don't know.
I think Mike feels like you cut him off.
All right, continue.
I thought this was a group discussion. I don't think we're passing a stick or anything. I think we're just all participating. I didn't know any of that, though. Well, I knew about a little bit, but I didn't know.
I just listened to a podcast the other day
Oh.
because that's what I do now. Now that we do this, I listen to podcasts.
Surprisingly, I learned all this shit from the History Channel when it actually used to be the History Channel. They would play a lot of World War II shit and just history in general. But they did say that Buddy Holly did not want to either go on the bus ride. He wanted to take the plane because he wanted to wash his clothes.
Yes, that's true.
And
It was cold. They had no laundry. He wanted to be able to wash his clothes and rest before they had to go back on
there
stage.
was like 3 other things too. Like,
The Iowa date was added. Like when they went through the town in Iowa, the promoter just said, "Hey, I got you booked tonight," and they weren't expecting to play, and they had to play, and they left the venue and went right to the airport, and the plane went off the runway and crashed.
Jesus.
And they said it was. They claimed it was pilot error because the pilot didn't have enough experience to fly in the weather they were flying in.
Mhm.
But that's the day the music died.
What about the Leonard Skinner plane crash? You know why that plane crashed?
No,
Because the pilots never fueled the fucking airplane up.
really?
They ran out of gas. Yep.
That's messed up.
And I forget. I think it was the bassist. They were all like, I guess one of the engines went down and they were about to crash land, And Eddie Van Zant took like some sleeping pills because they had a show early the next day, and he wasn't buckled in his seat, and they're trying to get him up to get buckled in his seat, and he's like, get off me. Get off me. I want to just sleep. I got to sleep. Leave me alone. And I think the bassist went up into the cockpit, and he goes, this fucking plane lands, and you two are alive, he's like, I'm going to fucking beat you to death.
I'm sorry, I was listening, but Barbara Bush really does look like Aleister Crowley.
I'll take that off for you.
Sorry, I get distracted. Squirrel.
Anyways, now that we're halfway through this Aleister Crowley information.
No.
Yeah, let's get back to Aleister.
I thought we were done.
No, not quite.
Oh, but your information's all gone.
Well, there's 11 pages. It's not all gone. We skipped around a lot. Here's where he says, although he used women casually and cast them aside, he still preferred the homosexual embrace of men.
And he invented the
Why
two
do
and
you
the
have to
pig
say
one and the stink.
homosexual embrace of men? I don't think that's
Because
necessary.
I can hug John and it's not gay.
Yes. Well, what's the difference between an embrace and a homosexual embrace?
You're naked.
Like Mike's in the shower, I just whip the curtain open and jump in behind him and give him a big old hug.
Yeah, that's a homosexual embrace.
Oh.
But if I come in the house and I see John and I give him a bro hug, that's not homosexual. Not for me. Maybe for John.
Do you think you ever tried docking?
Oh, here we go.
Probably.
Oh. You'd have to have a pretty big dick to do that, I guess. Or
Just
what-
a lot of
somebody
foreskin.
would. I wouldn't know. I'm snipped.
So one of my questions was he married? And yes, he was married twice. In 1929, he married a Nicaraguan woman, but they separated a year later. They never divorced. And then she spent 30 years in an institution until she died. Much like his first wife, who was institutionalized for alcoholism until she died.
Classy.
He just fucking drives the girls wild.
Yeah, he does. Drives him crazy, literally.
So what is his last living offspring? Died in 2002.
In the Berkshire Mall.
Parking lot. He was the one that fell in the fountain.
He was in a car accident.
Last spot is shopping at Hot Topic. He's getting his bondage pants.
Trip pants.
He was getting his Hot Topic combat boots.
Yeah, buddy.
Well, that was rather entertaining. How old was he when he died?
84. No.
Was
no.
he still-
No.
Was he still fucking and mountaineering and doing all this crazy ass shit that he did?
What's
Did he finally calm
1947
down?
minus 1975? Hold on, I have to use.
Towards the end of his life, he lived in like a like almost an assisted living apartment type thing.
Show me your dad, Phoebe Burks.
He was 72.
72. Yeah, you beat me. There.
I did the math.
Somebody had already done the math for you. I had to get a
I did the math
calculator.
in my head.
I'm just not good at math.
He died of chronic bronchitis aggravated by pleurisy and myocardial degradation. Because by that time in his life, he was a raging heroin addict.
You need to talk into your mic, Mike.
You can't hear me?
No.
Raging
You
heroin
sound
addict.
so far away.
So far.
See, it just how you accomplish all this shit. We doped up on heroin all the time.
Because a lot of his ceremonies was ritualistic drug use in the ceremonies. The heroin he got hooked on when he was in
Myanmar.
He got hooked on while abusing morphine?
He could be. I know he had some kind of injury, and he was given morphine or heroin.
Tombstone with a dick in his mouth.
Oh, here's another thing
Or
I thought was
maybe he
funny.
tombstone a guy
That could be.
with his dick in his mouth and he bit too hard.
Yeah, a bit too hard.
Oof.
At one point, he faked his own death.
Let's get some visuals over here. I didn't even think about that part. Your dick's in his mouth and you tombstone.
That's what I said right away.
Snap it right off. That's the ultimate freaking... That's the ultimate mystic achievement right there.
Who are we?
So
Really, who are we?
he faked his own death by
Did you say deaf?
death.
You said deaf with an F.
He's got to go back and edit it out. Doesn't really matter.
Def Jams. I don't edit that stuff out.
Millies. Millimeter.
8 millimeter.
I said the same way all 3 times. Oh, God. Are you done now?
I'm
Oh, the look on your face.
I'm waiting for you.
You're going to be waiting a while. I have so much to get out. It's going to be a long time. All right. I'm sorry.
There was a quote here I wanted. He wrote in 1931, in Berlin, all whores look like respectable women, and in New York, all respectable women look like whores. Reflection, they're all whores anyhow.
That's what you took out of this entire thing, isn't it?
No.
All the research you did,
No.
that was it.
No, I just have a couple.
All women
tells
are
me that
whores.
the feminist movement would not like him.
No.
No, I don't think so. Here's another quote from Little Eddie.
It's woman. Where's the trash can?
He said, "I'm a poet. I like my lies the way my mother used to make them."
Ah. I like pie.
One would go mad if one took the Bible seriously, but to take it seriously, one would already be mad.
I don't know. It's not too far off.
And he had a good quote for New Year's resolutions. May the new year bring you the courage to break your resolution early. My own plan is to swear off any kind of virtue, so that is triumph when I fail.
So he's just basically accepting the fact that he's a shitty human being on January 2nd.
Who murdered a cat when he was a kid.
Yeah.
And fuck the maid.
And fuck the maid.
Well,
Well, he was
I
only
mean-
14.
true. That's like every boy's dream, though. You know what I mean? Like,
To screw the maid?
in that time, I would think. Maybe she's a really hot maid.
Hey,
Maybe it's just the way she moved that feather duster.
you want me
way
to
she-
dust the leaves on your ficus tree, Mr. Preston?
She's bend over, flattening the sheets.
So banging a nanny was a thing.
I guess. At 14, I don't know.
She probably had something on him. Blackmailed him. Maybe she got stuck in the old oil lamp. Or the
Oil lamp.
I don't know, what kind of appliance would they have back then? He just came by and he's like, oh.
She got stuck in the tub washer.
She was wrapped up in the clothesline.
No, it was
Wow.
on his mom's bed.
That's what I'm saying.
She was making the bed. He came in, pounded it out. Said, "Have a good day there, lady."
Good day to you, ma'am. Met him. Threw a handful of napkins at her. Clean yourself up, you whore.
Make me a sandwich.
I mean, I guess the good news is when he died, he had 12 people at his funeral. It's more than I'll have.
Yeah, what year did he die? You said 70 something?
47.
47?
Yeah. Looks like he had trouble breathing, so it was COVID.
Yeah,
And
yes, he's a COVID death.
and and he was cremated and brought to Hampton, New Jersey.
Jersey?
Yeah. I'm sorry to steal your thunder.
No, you
I was just
go.
going for my participation trophy.
What's in New Jersey?
Aleister Crowley.
Carl Germer's garden.
Little Eddie. Carl Germer was somebody met in Germany.
He's buried in the burbs.
So we jumped around a lot.
Yeah, we did.
But I didn't want to just like read off all this information about Aleister Crowley. I just want to talk about the stuff that was interesting.
I think we did that.
And some stuff that was not interesting. John's homosexual embrace in the shower. And the camera's off.
The camera said, "Fuck you, you're done."
I don't know why it would do that. Like, it did not do that once.
I say try plugging it into a different outlet.
Plug it in, plug it in.
Don't ask me why.
That's a good song, too.
Maybe there's something with that outlet. It's not tight enough and it's overheating or something.
I don't know.
I hate when the outlet's not tight enough.
That outlet over there is loose as fuck.
Stop sticking it in there. Use another one. Use a different one.
I really gotta move around to find it. So,
Stick
yeah.
one of these little weenies in my mouth.
So most of the information was correct.
Mm-hmm.
It might not be very interesting. We jumped around a lot. We missed a lot, but the other stuff is just filler. Like, he did a lot of crap in his life. Yeah.
Just fluff.
And it shut off again.
Now I'm creeped out.
You said fluff, it went off.
Fluff. Fuck you. Foreigner.
So that was our delve into little Eddie, Aleister Crowley.
With the gonorrheas.
Alright. Thank you for that, Mike. If it happens one more time, this house is haunted.
You got a loose cord.
It might be. I have another plug. I could try the other plug and I could put the other camera up there. So,
alright.
Anyway, that's it for this week.
Catch you next time.
Thanks for coming. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for putting up with us.
Yeah.
If you get a chance, try the Tombstone. Try the Crowley.
The Crowley. The Crowley Tombstone.
Yeah. So. Yeah. Do it, Mike. Say the thing.
No, I'm waiting for one of you to say it.
What? Say what? Go take on the world?
Hold on, stop.
Welcome back to the Shit Show 2.0.
I'm actually amazed that we're all friends. Mike, I will reach across this table and the whole entire world will hear me bitch slap you. Not punch you, slap.
Oh, this is gonna go downhill real quick.